What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We're in episode 44. My name's Jared.
44.
Got my co-host Denzel, and we got some cigars and a little bit of everything else to talk about. But first, we got to figure out some players with the number 44.
Yeah,
I know you got a list for me, D.
Pretty big. Hey, I wasn't expecting the list to be like this crazy, but it's a lot of names on this list, and I don't know where we're gonna go. To be honest with you, I kind of have a feeling, but I don't know if you're gonna buy in because we know our personal preferences. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. All right. So let me run these off to you real quick. So we got Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
Number 4. Got Derek Coleman. Man, we got Dave Bing. Okay. Adrian Dantley. We're just basketball right now. Alvin Hayes. We got Iceman, George Gervin. Pistol Pete. Jerry West, the logo, number 44. The logo. Come on now. Shoot. We can go to baseball.
Let's go.
We can talk baseball if you want to. Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
Should we go to football? Should we go to football?
Let's see what you got.
Let me see. Man, I thought I had a big name for football. I'm not seeing it. But if anybody knows anybody who's number 44 big in football, I thought I had one. But it looks like I might have lost it. But where you at so far? What are you thinking about?
Hank Aaron.
Logo. Hank Aaron over the logo.
I'm going to go Hank Aaron over the logo.
Hank Aaron over the logo. So why is that? We talking about baseball, man.
Yeah, man. I picked the brother.
Is he going with the brother over Jerry West?
Man.
But you hate baseball.
Come on, man. Don't make me say nothing crazy, man. Yeah.
Hey, look, but hey, we went with Jackie Robinson. That was a no-brainer day for us. Yeah, man, I thought you was gonna go with some George Gervin, Iceman, Jerry West.
Hey, look, Jerry West is the logo, and that's very important. Hey, but I don't know if you ever watched any footage of Jerry, but I ain't that impressed.
He wasn't that guy while he was playing. He wasn't that guy.
While he was playing, he was. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I could take him, man. You put me at 23 up against Jerry West at 23, I don't think he got nothing for me. Put our prime for prime, man. I think I can run with Jerry, man. I don't know.
He said, you think you could take? He said, I got you. Hey, look.
I won't smoke with Jerry West in his prime, man. You know what I'm saying? All that fancy dribbling, I ain't impressed by it. Like,
blasphemy, man. Straight blasphemy. We talking about the logo.
Yeah, I'm talking how the young guys talk about our generation now. That's how I'm talking about Jerry West, man. I watched it. I'm not that impressed. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch it live and in the moment. Now, I respect at the time in the history of the game what he was to the evolution of the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for me to go back with, eyes for that time and go Google Gaga over his gameplay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hey,
give me the doc over. I want to take the doc over.
I want to circle back eventually. Maybe we'll get to in this conversation. Maybe we'll save it for another conversation. But I do want to circle back about some things, especially when you talk about the differences of errors and stuff like that, and the eye test versus you had to be there in the moment to understand what it was. Because looking back, sometimes that thing gets lost in translation.
I agree.
Logo, man.
I agree.
Pistol Pete.
And Iceman don't get it because Iceman give me Iceman been giving me Paul Pierce vibes lately, man. Maybe we'll touch on that too. I don't know. So
I think I want to touch on that a little bit. I did want to touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, man. George eliminated himself this week from that conversation. I might would have put him in there earlier,
Hey, look.
you know what I'm saying? But
That Paul Pierce syndrome right now is going around heavy, man. Heavy.
It's going heavy.
Heavy. Maybe we'll touch on that, but man, let's get into these cigars, man. Let's talk about the stars of the show.
All right. So look,
what you got
this week, we did something interesting, something we never did. We picked each other cigars today. You know, you had two options. You was like, you know, I don't even know if you asked my opinion. I think I just gave it to you, or did you ask me?
I think you did. No, I think you just gave it to me. Then you asked me to give me to pick yours.
Choose mine. Is that what happened? Okay, can't remember. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I think that's how it happened.
Yeah, first week ever, we chose each other's sticks. You know what I mean? So I personally ended up having a Romeo y Julieta chosen for me this week, and I got the 1875. Now, I had the 1875 before last year in the episode, if I'm not mistaken. But I had I had the Dominican version. This week I have the Nicaraguan version. So let me get 1875. I'm out.
We kind of see it.
I'm gonna give up on it.
That's a nice band.
Yeah, handmade, white and orange band on it. Some Spanish words in here that, you know, I'll slaughter. Medallas de Oro, Cigaros. And that's what I'm going to be smoking this week. And, you know, I already put the V-cut on it, and I destroyed the cap.
Oh, did you? Off the V-cut?
I did. Off the V-cut. But you know how I ended up destroying it? Is because I have slowly been breaking my V-cut. Look at this.
Oh, man.
I don't even know how this top just keep coming off. So now I'm trying to do this number, and it just ain't been smooth, bro.
As a cigar enthusiast, man, that's a bad spot to be in, man. I feel for you.
And I had confidence I could do it, and I didn't do it well. So, you know, some of the wrapper came off of this V-cut. The V-cut don't even look like a V-cut. It looked like I just bit into it. But we're going to see. We're going to see how it go, man. Hopefully
it'll still work. I think it still got the job done. But it should be a way, like, if you had to correct it, the way I would deal with that is maybe go to a straight cut. I know you're looking forward to the V-cut. But if you had to, if during the smoke it don't get right, I was just chopping it down and going with the straight.
Yeah, I could easily straight
just for recovery purposes.
Yeah, which is I'm kind of turned into a straight is the way it looked. It looked. I show it. I ain't got too much pride. I'll show it. It looked like a straight cut. You know what I'm saying? It looks how it ended up. If
it makes you feel any better, it looks exactly like some of the cigars I smoked when I was in the field. And I had to get it done with no cutter on me.
You bit it. That's why I said it looked like I bit it. I bit before, so I knew it looked like I bit. You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though. And I'm gonna be pairing that with some Moscow Hoff. So we'll see how that go.
Nice, man. That sounds good. I like it.
Yeah, hey, man, ain't no Moscow.
For the Romeo. Hoff. In the Moscow Mule Cup.
Yeah.
I thought you threw some other. Some concoctions together.
Nah,
got your mixology going on.
Nah, just straight Hoff, man.
just in a mug, just in a copper mug.
I told you I'm gonna be drinking this. I'm gonna be drinking this St. Arbon's Hoff for the next few weeks. This week I was honest with y'all. I'm gonna start lying to y'all soon. You know what I'm saying? But
we have to play. Hey, guess what's in my cup, right?
Y'all gonna have to guess. My cup. Get away.
Yeah, but hey, man. For the Romeo enthusiasts, I chose this one for y'all. I said, man, you got to smoke the Romeo. Do it for the Romeo fanboys. Anybody out there who loves Romeo. It was my introduction to cigars. So, you know what I'm saying? I got to find us for Romeo. So
that's what you said. But I had you up against two of your favorites, though. You know, I had you what came in the game with the Romeo, and then one of your top brands, My Father's, and you went Romeo. I was shocked.
I went Romeo.
You know?
Yeah. We'll like we said, we're gonna revisit the other ones next time. So it's coming. So to My Father's, and especially with that band, I haven't seen that band before, so I'm interested in that. All right, so what I got here, man, I was up against two different sticks, and I'll get into the reason why I picked the second stick more so next week when we get to that one. But it was the Oliva G series and then the Crux brand. The reason why I picked up the Oliva is because a lot of times when we do the Oliva, man, it's usually the O series or it's the V. And I'm like, man, never the G. or I really haven't even delved deep into the how deep Oliva's brand goes. So I don't even know. It always sticks with that V or that O, and always just stop there. Loved it, found them, loved it, and it's like that's your go-to. And then when I was in the cigar shop, I'm looking at their shelving, and I don't see anything else other than they have different varieties of just that V and that O, and then they had one corner with the G. I was like, let me grab this G and see what this is about. And then after this, I kind of want to go deeper into Oliva and see what else do they offer. You know, they do cigars really great. We love them. But do they offer anything else that's deeper in their, you know what I'm saying, their repertoire? So I'm interested in taking that journey. So we'll get into that one next time. But all in all, we went with the Crux, man, the Maduro Epicure. All right. This guy is Nicaraguan origin, wrappers from Mexico, Mexican San Andreas, binder and filler Nicaraguan, and built at or made from the AJ Fernandez factory. So it comes out of that whole lineage and that construction from AJ Fernandez, which we talked about before. They do cigars very well from their factory. So it's a good nod to say for this brand to use such a prestigious factory to get their cigars done. And this brand, come to find out, they're a pretty new brand. I think they shipped their first cigars back in 2014. So pretty new to the game, but all the reviews I was seeing was pretty respectable. And they did something that's really unique. And it kind of made sense when I kind of pulled it together to say, well, they're a pretty new brand. 8 years old, 9 years old almost. And the way that they caught my eye with their cigar that made me go ahead and grab this cigar and say, well, let me try out Crux. I never had them before, but let me give them a shot. It was their display, man. Their display kind of said, man, is there a new wave or a new way to market cigars to cigar enthusiasts and novice at the same time? I sent you a picture. I showed you a picture of how their display looks, right? And it has their cigar, what it is, the full body, the medium body, what kind of, and then it has all the flavors. So I'm in there shopping. And
see if you can show it.
You say what? Oh, see if I can show the. Oh yeah. Let me see if I can do that. It might show backwards. I don't know how it's gonna pick up, but yeah, their displays were pretty cool. Boom. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's their display, and then it has like a little description of what you should get out of the cigar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Through. So we'll put that all that on the on the pages and whatnot on all the social media, and we'll get to all of this a little bit later. But I'm ready to get my cigar lit, and then we'll talk about how they
the displays,
describe the cigar. Yeah, about the displays, and see if I pick up anything that the displays was saying, like if it's true. Because man, I'm telling you, my eyes got big. I actually lit up like I was a kid in the candy store, man. So I'm ready to get to it. I'll be lighting my cigar with the what's that?
Straight cut or bite?
No, I'm going V. I'm going with the V cut. Going with the V cut again. I've been loving that V cut lately, so I'm gonna stick with that. I'm doing a match today. So we talked about the Bic last time.
Look at that.
So I'm retiring the Bic this weekend. Match. But man, these matches from the cigar shop I went to, I had to pay for them. You know, usually you get free matches, but these cost like $1 for these matches. I'm like, man, I gotta use these, man. These matches look nice. Now, I'm gonna see if I can be a one match shawty today. So we gonna see what we can do with it, man.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not a one man shawty with this kind of match, get me out the game, coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, V cut done. And we're gonna go ahead and get this match going. And we're gonna catch this all right here, man. I'm not even gonna pour the match out of the shot or anything.
Now, that match you showed me, that's a cigar match, and that's a beauty right there. I wonder, did you checked it out? He told you it cost extra for the match, or you just was like, ooh, look at those matches, I got to get that. Or he said, this is all we got, but you got to pay for it. What was the situation on those matches?
All right, well, I initially asked for some cedar. I was like, hey, man, y'all got any cedar? because I knew I had the Bic at the house, and I didn't want to just Bic the cigar straight up. Want to use some cedar? Like, nah, we don't have any cedar. And I looked down, I saw the box of matches. Well, I'll take some matches. And then I saw a little sign that said, well, okay, these matches are going to cost $1. I was like, nah, whatever. I was going to say no initially, because I couldn't tell by just the box that they were going to be some nice cigar matches. I was going to pass on initially. I was like, well, I can't just go with the Bic again. I didn't want to do that. So I bought it. And then to my surprise, after I opened it up, I said, whoa, hold on. These matches are a little different. So it took me by surprise. I went with it out of feeling of the necessity to light my cigar with something other than a Bic, with straight Bic. So just out of the pressure to do that, led me to get the matches. And I think I'm going to re-up on some more matches, man. Comes with a good amount. I am lit pretty effectively with the mash by itself. A little uneven right now. I'm going to see if I could puff it to get it even. If I got to touch it up with another match, I'm okay with that. Get a good amount of matches in here. And I'm probably going to stack up on these, man, to be honest with you.
Man.
Keep some of these matches around.
I never, when I first came across cigar matches, using them myself, was at in Vegas at Big Smoke, our first time doing that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember we had to. I don't know where I got it from. I don't think we got it from Big Smoke, but I ended up with it somehow.
Okay.
Maybe it was Big Smoke. I don't remember. But I remember we were at the roulette table and using it for the first time while we were playing roulette when we were smoking. I don't know if you remember that day. We were smoking cigars. It was at an electronic roulette table.
Yeah.
We were side by side. And I had a cigar match. And I was like, wow, I like this match.
Different.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So this is where I'm. That's all the burn I got right there. So I still got a good amount of stick on this burn. My fingers didn't get hot or nothing. No pressure. Took my time. Yeah. And I'm doing pretty good. A little uneven, but not bad for not knowing what that what that match was gonna do.
You are. Here go my burn.
And for who I am. Hey, so I didn't get into my pairing. I'm on a tequila run, man. Man, you know, we talked about the Clase and the difference between that and the 1800. How we love the 1800, but then we got the Clase, and it's like, man, this is another level of tequila. So I'm trying to find out something, and we already kind of talked about this. Like, man, kind of stay out that middle shelf now. And what we used to think was top shelf is kind of falling down to that middle shelf, right? We changed our level of what is truly top shelf, and I'm like, no, man, there's got to be something that's going to be close to that level of that top shelf, somewhere in that middle to high middle shelf area. So I decided to give the Avion a try. Avion, tequila. Did the silver, you know what I'm saying? Trying to recreate what we did with the Clase. We had the Blanco. So I did the silver. It's supposed to be crisp, fruit forward and smooth. So far so good, man. I like it. It's not the Clase, not even close, but it's pretty good, man.
In proximity to the 1800, where would you put it? Above, right?
Yeah, above. It was a $50 bottle. So we're already talking about a price point above the 1800. Of course, so what's the shelf above the 1800?
Well, not price point though. Not price point. Actual taste though.
Oh, as far as taste, it's above 1800 as far as the taste. It is smooth, not as smooth as the Clase, but definitely smoother than the 1800. 18. Smoother, I'd say, than the De Leon. The De Leon price point is close to that price point, but I would say it's even smoother than that. Has a pretty good taste. Doesn't have as much bite as I was thinking it would. Now that I'm drinking it now, I wish it had even less because I'm just so up on the Clase now. I guess I'm spoiled now, man. I'm spoiled, but it's good. I enjoy it.
You should have got that Anejo, man. I'm becoming more into the brown than the silver.
Are you? Okay. What about the Reposado? Anejo or Reposado? Reposado's more brown, right?
I I guess you would call it a little more brown. I like the Añejo. Put it that way, man. I'm gonna go with that over the Reposado.
Man, I just know. Well, you know what that makes me want to do. Whenever we get the chance, try that Añejo or Reposado Clase.
Yeah,
give it a shot. Yeah. That might tip the scale completely.
It might.
You know what I mean?
You know, it was a little bit more too, wasn't it? When we ended up going,
it was. It was like maybe $20-$30 more. You know?
Yeah, but at that point, you know, you already spent the money. You know, you might as well add another 20 for what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you done got up to 140,
maybe we should have went with it. I don't know, but that Blanco was right on time. It was right with.
We didn't go with it because of the strength, though. Yeah, it was the strength. It wasn't the price point. It was the strength that we were like, all right, man, let's just ain't nobody trying to get like that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, we want to feel nice. I wasn't trying to get smashed. Like, I need to have something that's going to get me just straight off my square. Nah, I want something nice. You know, I mean, I'm at that drinking stage, more so now, and I'm pretty sure some guys or girls or women, ladies or whatever, are kind of at that level too. Where when you drink something, you just want to feel nice, man. Like those days of drinking to get smashed. Yeah. I ain't there. I don't know if I ever really been there. I had my times, of course. I had my times. But now I'm just at a point just I need something to be cool with.
You know what's interesting about that, though? You say you don't know if you was ever really there. I don't think you ever was there. I think you just, when you got smashed, it was by accident. I don't think you was like going in hardcore trying to get smashed.
I've had times, especially when I first entered the military. Man, my first duty assignment, we had some moments, man. We had some moments.
So you was going at it like how we used to do, like back when you weren't drinking? Like you remember them days?
Yeah, how y'all was going. I think I was probably going harder, to be honest with you.
Going harder? Okay.
Yeah, man. We all get our own bottle and see, nah, man, you look where I'm at, look what you had on your bottle. I ain't talking about the back pocket bottle. I'm talking about the bottle. You know what I'm saying? And we seeing where you at with the bottle versus where we at the bottle. And you got to finish the whole bottle before the night's over.
What were y'all drinking though? It won't no $3 gin. I tell you that.
It was like Paul Masson, E&J.
It's better than what we was drinking. Shoot. Can you imagine what we was doing our living with that $3 bottle?
Y'all was killing yourselves. Especially that gin too. Well, y'all was killing yourselves, man.
Hot. It just not cold or nothing. Just carrying that thing hot.
Right off the shelf. Right off the shelf. Straight to the back pocket. And y'all sipping it.
I don't know how we used to finish them things either, man. Now that you talk about it, man. And I don't know how, if you was drinking a bottle the size you just showed me, I don't know how y'all was finishing that either. Forget that.
Well, we were, man. Those, I mean, I couldn't do it now, but the culture, especially okay, I've seen both. I've seen the drinking culture in college. I've seen the drinking culture in the military. Yeah, drinking culture in the military, man, it's on another level. It's on another level. It's on another level. Because I guess for me, the way I look at it is you have inexperienced college kids versus and broke college kids at that. Mm-hmm. Versus people who got their paycheck every 1st and 15th, and everybody's getting their bottles on bottles on bottles on bottles, and it's tax free. Plus, you know what I'm saying, you got people of all ages and experiences. You know what I mean? You got that 35-year-old drinker, and then you got that 20-year-old drinker. I mean, like in college, everybody's around the same age. Yeah. But now you got this guy who's been drinking for 15, 16 years. He's a pro at this. This is what he does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fresh off deployment, I'm killing everything. So I've seen the differences of levels. And when I came into the military fresh in at 30 years old, and I'm seeing what these guys are doing, like, man, and then I got peer pressured into trying to keep up. I don't know how. I don't know how I got peer pressure in my 30s versus being peer pressure in my teens.
You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get you to drink nothing from 18, 19, all the prime years you supposed to been drinking. And at 30, you get peer pressure. I'm disgusted with this story. Like,
but hey, such is life, man. Such is life. I was there. We was doing it. I had a ball a lot of times, man. But nah, I'm not at that point anymore. I'm drinking the chill. I'm one glass and done type of guy.
All right, man. Well, shoot, I'm gonna shift gears a little bit because at this time, usually what we would do is we would give our initial thoughts on the stick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're gonna do that, but let's do it in a sense where we go back in the story to when you talked about these displays. Your displays gave you preparation for what they expect for this stick. Now, you chose your stick based off whatever you saw in the display. You picked the one you felt would best favor your taste buds. Now, here's something for you to know. When I went to go get my Hoff, they went into my Moscow Hoff, I went to my wine shop that I normally get it. They have a humidor that I never visit. This time I needed a stick. Normally I don't wait until Friday night to get my stuff, but it just my day worked out where I didn't have time to get out there no sooner than that. And Friday was the earliest I was able to get it at nighttime. So I'm like, man, I don't want to make multiple stops. Let me just check and see what their humidor look like. I go in, nice walk-in humidor. It's probably it's a decent size, man. It's probably about the size of Rocky Patel's. Yeah, it burned. You know what I'm saying?
Burn, okay.
Yeah. Good size. Maybe a little bigger than that, actually. Maybe a little bigger than that. Because the shape of it allowed it to be a little more space. And they were filled up with all the popular stuff. And some stuff I didn't know also. But the interesting thing about what they did, they had like these little cards next to each box that gave a price and description of the cigars also. It'll tell you what country it's from, what the name is, the brand, the wrapper, and also different flavor descriptions of it. And if it had a rating, they would provide a rating for it also.
The rating.
So
Nice.
I got to pick my cigars based off of my preferences also. So today, we both have gone into this stick knowing what to expect.
Right.
You didn't know when you bought yours that I was going to already know what I was
doing
getting
the same
into.
thing. Yeah.
And I didn't know. So coincidentally, the stars have aligned for us to make an interesting episode of this to see if some of these things matched up with what we were told.
Right. So what was your mentality when you were in the shop? 'Cause I'm just going to balance it off my mentality when I saw these displays and kind of started going through my selection process. What got your wheels turning when you were looking at these different descriptions and saying, okay, nah, that's not what I want. Ooh, I like that. But then I see this now. I like that, but I like this. What was turning in your mind frame to kind of get you geared up to make your selection?
Well, for me, it probably was a little different from yours because your display was neater and better presented because it was simple and to the point. You know, very efficient. This, and that is what they expect from it. Mine had so much detail on these cards and it was written real small. It wasn't bold and easy to read. You had to actually walk up to the card, lean into it, squint, and read everything about it. So my decision wasn't based on the cards entirely. Primarily, I went through my normal process of, okay, what brand interests me today? I go to that brand area and then I scan through and see what that brand has to offer. And then from there, which one jumps out at me from this brand. And then if it jumped out at me, then I kind of looked at the card and see what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That was my process.
Okay.
So I was going through normally I'm prepared. I know what brands I kind of want this week, and this week I didn't. I was like hoping a brand jumped out at me that I wasn't familiar with. It didn't. That's how I ended up with My Father's and Romeo. I was like, okay, I don't know. So let's go with something reliable. And then I got the Romeo. I went all the way through the A's, hit the M's, picked My Father, went and found the R's, Romeo. And I'm like, all right, what is in here that I don't know? And then this band jumped out at me because I didn't recognize it. I'm like, oh, this is 1875, but this is a different one. So I'm reading the description on it, and I'm like, it sounds like an interesting little mix I wouldn't mind trying. It should work for me, so I'm like, all right, let's try this one. And that's how I ended up where I was at. So it wasn't that jumped out.
So pause for a second. So your cigar shop that you went to had the cigars alphabetized?
Mm-hmm.
Dope. I don't think I've ever run into a cigar shop that was like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever, not knowingly or recognizably knowing that they had their cigars done that way. That's pretty dope. That's dope.
Well, it's a wine store. So, you think about when you go to wine shops. They're very organized. They always give taste information on the wines in a lot of those spots. They'll tell you the person's favorite drink in a lot of these type places. You know what I'm saying? Like, so-and-so suggests this. They actually had the employee suggestion for the cigars. But I
so they took that wine philosophy and implemented it into their cigar, how they presented their cigars.
Yes.
That's dope. That's dope.
Now, I was very cautious about doing this. I never did it before because I just didn't trust a wine shop to take care of their humidor the right way. You know what I'm saying? And because I just know that ain't what you do. You know what I'm saying? You don't specialize in this. But the worlds make sense together, but you just never know. But you gave me confidence because you trusted all these little CBD shops and these
for real
weed shops to go buy cigars from. So I'm like, whatever. If he can do it there, I'll try it here at a wine shop.
A wine shop should be pretty good, you would think.
Yeah, I would think they would be at least reliable or more. So I ended up, I kind of checked the quality of the sticks and stuff to make sure they didn't feel stale before I purchased them. I'm like, all right, this ain't too crispy. This feel like a good squeeze on it and everything. All right, I'm gonna go.
Little good squeeze. Yeah. Not mushy, but not like you feel like you push it or squeeze it's gonna crack as soon as you touch it.
Yeah. And that I found one or two in there like that, but I bypassed those. All right, you ain't the one. So but I'm sure you can find that in a lot of spots. You know what I'm saying? Like not
and which I think is dope. And I think with the spot that you went to, they took that new school idea, but with an old school approach. Which is why they gave you all that information. And I think you will lose a cigar novice in that way. I think the way Crux did it was enough to catch a cigar enthusiast, somebody who's been doing it for a while, like myself, to catch my eye, but then also be able to speak to somebody who's a novice. I think they had a really good balance of that to say, oh, that these are notes or things that would interest me. And this is what the strength would be. Okay, let me steer my direction. And then somebody who comes in who doesn't know anything, they can easily understand it. I think that's what Crux was able to do with their displays. And they had me. I'm not gonna lie. I had 2 cigars I had picked up previously, and I put one of those back, kept the Oliva, and I put one back and said, you know what? I'm gonna stick with this Crux. I want to take a journey down what Crux is doing with their cigars. This looks interesting. Not knowing that they were pretty new to the game, but I like what they're doing so far. At least just starting out with the marketing piece. Right. That was really dope to me. Really dope.
I agree. That's why I said when you showed me yours, I said your Crux did it better. You know what I'm saying? And not that they gave more information, but the information I got is only good for cigar nerds. Anybody else is overkill. I don't need to know where the wrapper's from and the strength and then all the notes in it. You know what I'm saying? Give me the couple primary ones and the strength. Yeah,
even as an enthusiast, I don't need that. I don't need that off rip. Like after I get into the cigar, and we do it for the show, of course. But in my own time, am I doing that? No, I'm not doing that in my own time. Now, if I get a cigar and it's really, really good or it's really, really bad, on either side of that table. Then I'll go and I'll look deeper into the history of the stick, all those little nuances and things like that make the cigar what it is. Then I'll go into that. If it's a really good cigar, really bad cigar, it's like, yo, I got to find out what's going on with this thing. This is horrible. What are they doing? What are they thinking? And then I'll go look at it. I don't need that right off gate when I'm trying to just look for a cigar. Because a lot of times when I'm going for a cigar, I'm merely going, and I'm pretty sure for you the same, I'm going off a feeling. Yeah. I'm going off of what grabs me, you know? And that's where I'm at when it comes to the cigars, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. entirely.
You want to get into your initial thoughts right now? I mean, well, we should be right. What? Well, into our first third.
Yeah, we at the halfway review at this point. We missed the initial thoughts. So,
yeah, let's run them real quick. Run them all together. Give me your initial thoughts and then where you at right now, if you can remember your initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts was this cigar kind of gave me light skinned cigar vibes, and went off the very beginning of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's that stuff we don't like normally. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, oh Lord, what this rapper ain't dark, but it ain't that light. Why is it? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what I done got into? So that was initially what it was, and I'm thinking to myself, where are all these different notes that it was telling me I was going to experience, because I'm not picking up on them and stuff like that. As it continued, you know, a lot of that kind of it mellowed out and got to the point where it was a more enjoyable taste to me, and I can start picking up on some of the stuff I was expecting to get. Some of that being, like it said, it was going to be a little bit of an oiliness to it, and I have picked up on the oiliness. Graham cracker and milk chocolate were some of the things I picked up on those notes, and
nice.
It also, I think it said it was going to be some spice that I have not really noticed. And as far as the actual body of the stick, it's about a medium body stick so far.
Cool.
Solid stick so far, you know.
Nice. Hey, look, I'm one of those guys who are on the side of, if you tell me a cigar is supposed to have some spice in it and you're hit or miss with it, I'm good. I'm good. So no pressure on that. But man, so where I'm at with my stick, all right, I'm gonna go into how Crux, my selection process really quick. I'm gonna run through that really quick. So as I was looking at these displays, right, I see one is the Epicure red band. It's telling me it's creamy, light pepper, nutty, medium to light. Caught my eye, like, oh, that sounds good. Then I saw the Guild said it had earthy, woody, nutty with medium to full. That sounds nice too. Complex and clean, the Limitada, earthy, creamy, nutty, right medium. This just flat medium. Like just the way they were putting it out, right? The Dew Connoisseur, caramel, cedar, espresso, medium. And then I saw the Crux Epicure Maduro, and what caught me was a cocoa, molasses, cedar, medium to full. And I went through this whole process of seeing these things like, man, those are speaking to me. But which one's speaking to me the most right now? Like, how do I feel? And that Maduro, love that Maduro wrapper. He talked about, hey, you would usually lean towards the darker wrapper cigars, and that subtle sweet cocoa, molasses, and cedar, medium to full. That spoke to me in a moment. And just talking about going off of that feeling, like they hit me right in my feels, man. They met me right where my feelings were as I was going down the line looking at them. I was like, man, that cocoa, molasses, and cedar, that's right on time for how I'm feeling in the moment, the weather, the day, how my week's been. That meets me right where I'm at. That's exactly what I want to experience for my cigar. Now, initial thoughts, started out real smooth, real mellow. Nothing really jumped out to me at first. So if you're looking for those flavors to come to you right in the beginning, like some cigars do, you're going to miss it. And so far as we're getting through this first third, it's like one of those cigars that it's like an airplane has to take off. You know, you're not going to start right at 10,000 feet. You got to get to 10,000 feet. Right. And that's the way the cigar kind of went with me so far. So nothing jumped out off the rip to me. No spice, no real notes. Of course, you just have that good tobacco. It felt like solid tobacco that I was smoking, but nothing special just yet. But now as I'm getting to it, I'm getting that cedar and that molasses right now. Waiting for that cocoa to jump at me. I don't know if it's going to come in the second or final third, but we'll see. But so far, that cedar and that molasses is kind of seeping in just a little bit right now. But that cedar jumped out first. And some molasses is coming in just as we're getting done with this first third. So far, so good. And usually we know we don't like to go with those descriptions right off the gate. We like to try to figure out where we're going, which is another point. I found this one website, man. I think it's really dope. It's called Blind Cigar Review. Blind Cigar Review. Which is a cool website to go to. If you haven't taken a look at it, take a look at it. It gives you all the ins and outs about that cigar, and kind of fits our motive, what we like, that blind cigar review. Don't let me know anything about this cigar. Let me journey this cigar and figure out what it's gonna do and how it's gonna tie into how I'm feeling right now. Is it gonna meet me where I'm at? Right. Blind Man's Puff, I think is what it's called. Blind Man's Puff. Blind Cigar Review.
It's dope. So
blindmanpuff.com. So take a look at it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, man.
All right, cool. Man, that's good stuff, man. And we'll move on from this topic, but I would like to say this. I wish that more companies would go and do what Crux did as far as those type of displays, you know, because that's dope.
Yeah.
You know, so many of them are quick to wear that badge of 92 rating in aficionado.
and that's all they say. 92 rated, 94 rated. But we'll get you there.
How did we get there?
We got you there.
Yeah. So, you know, give us a little bit of information when your marketing team's creating these displays, put that out there for the people. I think I personally, as a long time smoker and aficionado, I appreciate it. I think a novice will appreciate it. Yeah. Nobody's not going to like it other than people who are looking for a blind review. And, you know, that'll happen, but you got to weigh who they're more of. And there are going to be more people that's really trying to find something that's going to fit the mood they're in than people looking to just go in blind.
I mean, but the way I look at it like this, I'd rather win new cigar smokers, novice, not saying don't appease your veterans. But we're going to smoke cigars regardless. You know what I'm saying? We still going to smoke cigars regardless. You got to tie in those people who might be on the fence. They don't know what they're doing and try to figure their way out to get them into the culture, man. Because whether you're giving me everything up front or not, guess what I'm still going to do? I'm still going to buy some cigars, man. I'm still going to buy cigars.
Yeah, and still going to form my own opinion of it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like, man, they was way off. That wasn't it. I'm gonna tell you what your cigar really was.
Right.
But guess what? I'm still gonna get me a cigar. I'm still gonna smoke it.
There you go. Hey, brother. You know, earlier in the show we talked about how I said George Gervin giving me Paul Pierce vibes.
Yeah.
You sent me a video, and George Gervin was just talking about how, you know, Michael Jordan and Dr. J had nothing on him, and he was a better scorer, and he would have whooped them in his day. And I say that gives me Paul Pierce vibes because Paul Pierce is out there talking about, you know, like he was the GOAT of his era and stuff like that. In a lot of
Paul Pierce, not to mention Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas is on that now, putting himself in the greatest point guards under 6'2" conversation.
Saying, I can't see him as like he's cool. Don't get me wrong, Agent Zero, he was nice. My man was nice. But come on, man, you wasn't Kyrie nice though, man. You wasn't Kyrie nice. You wasn't you.
And that's an interesting
AI
nice. I'm glad you said it. You not Steph nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is from us. I'm glad you said Kyrie, and I'm gonna mention Steph because these are players that's not really our era per se.
Our era.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're putting them above somebody our era, which goes to show all old heads ain't just hard on your generation. We got eyes. We know if y'all doing your thing or not, and we know who's great, who ain't great, and we know who we think your era could beat from my era. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no knock on it. But going back to these guys though, man, you know, I get why you have to have that type of attitude. I get how you end up with that type of bravado. You don't get to where you at without thinking you the nicest and the rawest out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for them guys to ever scale that ego back, that same ego that propelled them to success. But once you out the game at a point, you got to step back and look back and say, all right.
You got to step back. But here's the crazy thing. Like, sometimes I feel like they wear that even more after the game. I feel like they wear that even more. You know who does it the best right now, in my opinion? I think Shaq does it the best right now. Like as far as saying, no, don't put me in a GOAT conversation. I've heard him say that. Don't put me in a GOAT conversation. And you had to me, if you say Shaq, and then I go back to 93, 94, 96, 2000, 2004, even. You know what I mean? Shaq, like, what was more dominant than Shaq? And he's even willing to say, don't put me in the GOAT conversation. I'm not them.
Yeah.
Even though to me, you know what I'm saying, in that Orlando Magic uniform, come on, move out of his way. He got the ball. He's a big man, 7'1", going 90 feet with the ball. First, really one of the first to do it.
Mm-hmm.
What other center you knew was bringing the ball up on a fast break and keeping it themselves? Audition it, coast to coast.
Audition.
Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he does the best as far as, you know what I'm saying, even at his greatest, being as great as he is, to dial back and say, nah, these guys. Nah, but what about that guy? And I think as time was going on, and it's kind of disheartening seeing one of the old heads doing it like George Gervin, not showing these young kids the way. And saying, okay, yeah, I was great in my time, and Iceman was the man. Of course, you know what I'm saying, like, not necessarily our time, but we saw it and we recognized, dude was nice. He was a walking bucket.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, to say come on, Dr. J was the guy.
Yeah.
MJ was the guy. Come on, man. Come on now.
All right.
Come on now. Gilbert. Come to the front of the class, Gilbert. AI was the guy. Kyrie, in his time, at his greatest, at his height, at his peak, even now still, it's a guy. Can't take that away from him. I don't care how nice you thought you was, but come on, man.
Yeah.
Gilbert.
You know what?
Come on.
And Paul.
Paul. Gilbert. George. Come on now.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, you know what it is? This is what I think it is. This is my take on it. Because I thought about this after I watched that George thing. I didn't say this to you, but I was thinking this. I think it's those level of guys that don't ever feel like they got their full just due, they full props.
Just due, yeah.
Those are the ones with the chip on their shoulder. You get your AIs, you get T-Mac, Vince Carter. You don't hear these guys coming out tooting their own horn and patting themselves on the chest. Shaq, it's easy for Shaq not to be like, hey, man, don't put me in that conversation, because he get enough props where his ego is satisfied. You know what I'm saying? I think them guys that was just a tier beneath, but were all-star level players, it's like they want to fight for their legacy, not to be forgetting.
Fight for the legacy. But okay, so let me play their advocate, though. Okay, I just came down on George. I just came down on Paul. I just came down on Gilbert, right?
Yeah.
But let me play their advocate for a second. Do you think that the way that the culture has become now, where they don't pay homage like to where a guy like MJ is getting dissed in a sense? Not even in a sense. No, hold on. Wait, not even in a sense. MJ, arguably, or even inarguably, the GOAT. Mm-hmm. In some people's eyes, not even arguably the GOAT. Some people's eyes, arguably the GOAT. And if he's getting denounced for what he's done, now do you feel like that whole culture of people forgetting, man, Chuck was the guy, Charles Barkley was that dude, he was a force to be reckoned with, and they're not getting there just due, or people forgetting. Matter of fact, I don't know if you saw this clip. I meant to send this clip to you with Shannon Sharp, albeit he's football, was on the sideline arguing with one of the Memphis Grizzlies players. Well, the whole team really.
That was a conversation I thought about having today, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But my man talking about this is a pedestrian off the street, but this man is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who's saying is that you will never probably ever see the Hall of Fame ever in your career. Like the way your trajectory is going now, I don't project you to be a Hall of Famer at any point in your life. Yeah. But you calling this man a pedestrian. Do you think that whole mentality
ever do it in his
ever
position.
Do it? Yeah. Super Bowl rings. Come on now.
Yeah. And now one of the best analysts.
And now one of the best analysts. When you say something on TV, your opinion matters. Your opinion has some weight now. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the gym. You've been studying film. You've had to walk that walk and go all the way to the furthest that you can go in your respective sport. And you're getting flat feedback. Matter of fact, I seen a clip of some dudes talking trash to LeBron. It's like, who are you, dude? You ain't never done nothing. This is LeBron. Right. He's not my GOAT, but at the same time, to a lot of people, he is a GOAT. Yeah. And dude, you got to respect that man on the court for what he's done and what he's still doing. Right. And these kids are coming in and they're disrespecting GOATs, man. They're disrespecting Hall of Famers. Do you think that plays a fact in these guys trying to toot their own horn because they feel like they got to now? Because we're starting to see it more now than we were before. I don't think in the 90s and early 2000s that we really saw that. But now coming in, we got old heads, we got guys, you know what I'm saying, who was in the league 40 years ago trying to toot their own horn and say, nah, man, remember me. It wasn't that. They wasn't that. Then you got the guys who are even newer now. We got Paul Pierce and Gilbert Arenas who are doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. You think that plays a fact in it? Like that is that a factor?
Based on, and I don't know George as much, but based on Gilbert and Paul's personality, I'm gonna say no. but it could be. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know a person. But you never know a person's motives. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? We can only guess, and you know what I'm saying? And I can take the information I have and make my assumption. You know what I'm saying? And it's only an assumption. Yeah. So I'm going to say no, but if it did play a part, then understandably so. You know what I'm saying? I understand them dudes fighting for their legacy if that does play a part. And it's something that's big in culture now. So if it does play a part, I get it. You know, fight for your legacy because these guys were great in their time. Or maybe not great, but they were really good. You know what I'm saying? Really, really good players in their time. And they were part of the league being special. You know what I'm saying? And those eras wouldn't have been what they were without them guys. So I give my hats off to Agent Zero. You know what I'm saying? I remember Arenas was that dude. I ain't forgot. I remember Paul Pierce was a great player. I didn't like him as far as his game, but I knew he was a problem out there. You know what I'm saying?
He was going to still get buckets. Yeah.
He was going to get buckets. He was going to wheel his team to the playoffs and do good. And I was going to be like, going against them, hoping that they don't make it because I found that team boring. But
well, I found that team boring. Yeah, I found him boring. I didn't like his play.
Are we talking about? No. I'm not talking about that version of him. Not that version.
Okay, you talking about the Walker Paul Pierce version. That era of Celtics
version. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I get you.
And I like Antoine Walker. That was the funny thing. I like Walker, but Pierce is like, like so. But he was good. Hey man, I would play with them on live sometimes because I knew they was good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
gonna get me what I needed. He'd go inside, he'd go 3-ball. You know what I'm saying? But he just was slow and couldn't jump. But
couldn't jump, unathletic.
Yeah, but man, you know, fight for your legacy. I guess, man, it is what it is. You should the way these kids is nowadays. Like you say, if MJ can get it, anybody can get it. Because if anybody can get the top, anything down is getting hit. Like
everybody's legacy is at jeopardy right now. That's how I feel.
And you look at me now. Look how I've been towards Steph. Every time you bring him up, I've been reluctant to put him in that conversation amongst GOATs. Yeah, but I don't want to hear nobody talk bad about him. I've never talked bad about him. You know what I'm saying? Because
but you just had a problem where he's rated. Like where do you put him? You put him in that top 10 all time now? Like you had a problem with that, but still having a conversation to say, okay, you're your top 20. Okay, we can have that that's fine. But I don't know if you put them in top 20 even, but still, just generally speaking, you're willing to recognize the greatness. But okay, now where the argument comes at is the where in the greatness, and that's no problem with that because everybody's gonna have their own opinion when it comes to that.
That's different, right? You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's the fact that I even entertain having that conversation with you. Let you know what I think of him. You know what I'm saying? I think he's worthy to talk about it. I'm just uncomfortable totally committing to putting him there yet. But that in itself lets you know, hey, man, this guy's one of the greatest things I ever seen in my life for me to even consider having this conversation with you and think about putting him in the conversation of top 10 of all time. Like, you know, so you got to respect a guy like that. Like, it's not a bad thing I can say about him on the court. LeBron, I can't say nothing bad about this man.
Nothing bad about him. Hey, before we get off this subject, though, is there any one player or two players or whatever that you feel should be fighting for their legacy? Anybody you feel like they should at this point in time? They should definitely go out and vouch for themselves and talk about their legacy. Yeah, that's not doing it.
In NBA, football, what are we talking about?
Any sport.
See, that's tough because a lot of the dudes that ain't fighting, I think they got respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hear like a Emmitt Smith out here fighting, but he don't got to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think he has to. Yeah, I don't think he has to. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't hear Patrick Ewing or Hakeem Olajuwon, but I don't think they have to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not.
Yeah, I think a Tracy McGrady. I think a Tracy McGrady should.
T-Mac, Vince Carter, people like them.
I think a Vince Carter should. But
they don't have no chips.
Even so, a Barry Sanders should. Gilbert ain't got no chips.
Yeah, that's why we said Gilbert shouldn't be talking.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, Paul got chips. Okay, but he's talking. But now you're talking against other people who got chips. Now, if you want to argue yourself against somebody who ain't got a chip, okay, I guess Gilbert, he argued himself against AI. Yeah. But AI, he's otherworldly, man. Otherworldly. You can't, no chips. But the era and the world recognizes AI's greatness and his team that he had.
Yeah, he meant too much to the culture. He meant too much to the culture. Basketball aside, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you just don't put yourself in a conversation with them.
You don't get to put you if you don't have a chip and you haven't been, if your name's not Kobe, Mike, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, don't put your name next to them. Nah. So AI gets to put himself in against names with people who have chips. People who don't have chips, you don't put your name against AI. AI, he's over here. Mm-hmm. Okay, no chip.
Special scenario.
Guys like him. Yeah, he's over there. Even Charles, no chip, but great. He's not even AI's conversation. He's not. Yeah. He's not. Patrick, same.
Yeah, it's tough to, because y'all were important to the league, but the influence didn't transcend the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know, man. It's a different type of impact.
Dope shoes, though.
You know Chuck and Patrick
shoes.
I used to love. Yeah, bro. Without a doubt.
Hold on. Who shoes? Ewing's or Barkley's?
Barkley. I go
Barkley over Ewing's.
Yeah, but I want a pair of Ewing's to this day. I never had them when I was young. Why I say that? Okay. Ewing's best shoe versus Chuck best shoe, maybe Ewing. But
I'm gonna have to go
overall,
with Ewing.
I think Chuck had a better line. You know what I'm saying? Chuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can buy that.
Chuck had like 3 or 4 of them that was like was there. You know.
But Ewing's best shoe versus Chuck's best shoe, you go with Ewing. Okay.
Probably that. Yeah.
Same. I mean, that's what I'm going off of. I'm thinking Patrick's best shoe.
All right.
What's that?
Sean Kemp best shoe versus Chuck best shoe.
Come on, them kamikazes, man. What, kamikaze 1 or 2?
No. Take Chuck out. Sean Kemp best shoe, the kamikaze versus them pennies with the stripe on it.
Oh, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. No, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
Penny twos. Come on, man.
Ooh. Hold on. Let me look at them real quick. Them pennies, man. Them pennies.
Hey, and here's the pennies impact. Them foam posits changed the shoe game too, man. Because the foam posit look is back again. Even though I wasn't huge on them when they was out. Like,
oh my God, I'm gonna go with Penny, man. I'm gonna go with Penny. And we talking about Kamikaze 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them Kamikaze 2s was something different.
What about them?
I'm gonna go with Penny.
What about them second Shacks
gotta
versus the Kamikazes?
Ooh, the second Shacks versus Kamikaze. That was pretty similar though.
Yeah, they were similar. That's why I'm putting them up against each other. I forget what they were called, but the ones that look like the Kamikazes.
I'm gonna look real quick. The Shack Attacks, right? That's what it was called. The hold on. Shacknosis. Is that what it is? We talking about the Shacknosis?
That's probably it. That sounds
the Shacknosis are the ones that do look like the Kamikazes. They got like the circle.
Yeah, them.
The Shack Attacks not so much, but them Shacknosis was pretty dope. I'm gonna go with the Kamikazes though. I'm gonna go with the Kamikazes.
I ain't mad at
Kamikazes was there for me, man.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give pennies over Kamikazes. Kamikazes over the Shacknosis.
Hey man, you making some bold, you saying some bold stuff. Man, I'm about to go buy the Kamikaze 1 and 2, man. Not yet.
Okay, well let me do this to you then.
One day I'm getting all them.
Okay. For real, man. For real. Let me get all them joints from the 90s, man. Grant Hills versus Stackhouses.
Give me them Hills. The Grant Hill 2s with the patent leather trim.
The trim.
Yeah. Give me them white ones with the blue trim.
Let me go back and look at Stackhouse shoes because they was both Fila. Yeah. Give me Grant Hills. Mm-hmm. Wow. Give me all them shoes from the 90s, man. Okay. AIs or the Grant Hills.
AIs. 1 and 2.
You know which AIs I'm talking about. When I say AI.
1. Yeah. Give me 1 and 2.
AI has some shoes.
I'll take 2 over that too.
But there's one AI shoe that I always wanted. I need those, man.
Man, hold on, man. 1 second, man.
And look, and I'm not even a sneakerhead like that, but I recognize my era and them shoes in them 90s, man. I don't think they make shoes like they make now, man. Like it's not the same to me. Them 90s shoes was just different.
Barry Sanders versus Deion Sanders shoes.
I'm breaking out the phone.
I know you ain't forgot that.
I gotta refresh. Of course I remember. Of course I remember them.
Now,
but you gotta go.
Deion, go with the 96. The 96 Deion's, man.
96. Whew.
Them joints with the flame going up the side.
Man, give me Deion's, man. Give me Deion's.
Boy, it was different back in that time, man. It was different. Shoe game was different back then. Like, and you know the crazy thing is, like, as popular as LeBron has been, I would even he had one shoe I really like that. To be honest with you, just one.
Yeah, and forgive me, but Kobe's, like all the players, like, and he's a 90s player still, but his height of popularity, of course, was in the 2000s.
Yeah,
you know, honestly, none of their shoes really stand out. Like if you say, okay, LeBron, whatever's. Yeah. Nothing pops in my head to say, ooh,
LeBron 8, LeBron 6.
But as much as I hate it, look, as much as I hate Pippen, you tell me you say Pippins, I'm gonna be like, and I'm a Pippen avid hater. I wear a badge. I got a badge.
Yeah, you leader of the fan club, the hater club.
I'm leader of the Pippen hater club, bro.
Yeah, man.
Would you say Pippen shoes?
Co-presidents of that joint.
That's me and Future. Shout out to Future. But look, would you say Pippen shoes from what was it, 96? I think it was.
He had two pair that was slick. You know, two of them. But the 96, when the ones with the air on the side was the
air
ones.
on it. Everybody had them. I can't deny those. I didn't have me a pair, But I can't deny those. I can't deny the influence that was had with them shoes. Everybody wearing those and the wave. Come on now.
He had
like
three of them.
If anybody
get all three of them
had the right one,
too.
yeah, I give it to him. I give it to him on that. I give it to, and I'm a Pippen. I'm a Pippen fan club hater, president, co-president, but not in them. Not in them shoes, man.
I bet you forgot Worm had some shoes back in the day too.
I did. Worm had some shoes. Get out of here.
He introduced the zipper on a shoe. I had never seen a zipper before him.
Hey, you remember the D Browns?
Yeah, but the pumps. I need them too. Man, dude, bro. I better not.
Yeah.
They let me go crazy on my bread, man. I'm about to be stacked up. He had some Nikes too, though.
Did he have some Nikes? Let me see.
Yeah,
shoes, Nike. I don't remember these. For some reason, I don't remember these. Oh, so he had the ones that had like that little fold over was on the side. Okay. I do remember these. Oh, you know whose shoes I used to like? Jason Kidd had some shoes, man.
Yeah. Kidd had some of them joints. You know who was the first person? I never wanted no Converse as a kid until my man Larry Johnson dropped them Converse he had back in the day. Grandmama,
come on now. Talk to me.
Hey, man. This conversation went really left, and I want to stay with it, but I know we're going to have to get ready to wind
I don't know how we got here.
This upload going to be crazy. But
we can go all day.
Man, yeah, Jason Kidd had a few of them things too, man.
I feel like you want to throw one more out at me. I feel like you got one more to tuck. You just holding it back though.
I ain't holding it back, man. It just ain't hit me yet. But I'm sure there's somebody I'm missing. There was a big one from back in the day.
There's a lot that we're missing, man. There's a lot. We can, if we really wanted to go into it and pull up these shoes chart wise, we can definitely go. We could definitely go. But
dang, boy, I'm looking at these Jason Kidds, man.
Kevin Johnson shoes.
I ain't even remember KJ had none.
KJ had some shoes. Man, take me back to the 90s, please. Hey, there's a reason why the 90s get so much love, man. The 90s was just it, bro. The 90s was it. That was that era.
Yeah. It was hard, man. It was hard. Dang, boy, come on, man. My internet ain't working fast enough, man. I was hoping to pull one more out for you, man, just in time, man. I can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, let's go ahead and do the final reviews of these sticks.
Right,
man.
Let's go. Because we'll be here all day.
For me, man, the stick was, I gave you the description earlier. That's pretty much what it remained to be. It was some of that graham cracker, the little oiliness, the chocolatiness came through on it. And as we continued to smoke, it was like a real toasty, woody type vibe that I started picking up on as I was transitioning into that over the halfway mark of the stick. Remained medium body throughout, and you know, it's a solid stick, man. I'm gonna give it a they say aficionado gave it a 90. We go 1 to 5, I give it an even 4, you know.
Nice. Way to go, Romeo.
That's the Romeo y Julieta 1875 Nicaragua.
All right, so for the Crux Epicure Maduro wrapper, all right, so to make sure that you remember there's a differentiation between the Epicure and Epicure Maduro. They're two different cigars. I happen to have the Maduro. And off the description, I haven't got too deep into the cocoa just yet. I already spoke on a couple of the other factors that hit me. That molasses, it did come a little bit stronger. And molasses is not a punch of a taste, but it's noticeable. By molasses itself. So that molasses is noticeable. But that cocoa, I got going to that final part of the second third into the final third was more so off the aroma. And Big fan of aroma, like we talked about before. We spoke on that. So I'm a big fan of aroma, and that cocoa kind of hit me in with the aroma. And don't get if you're looking at the Crux and you're looking at the descriptions, keep in mind that the descriptions that they have on the box is not going to be the only thing you're going to pick up from the cigar. Of course, there was some earthiness, there was some nuttiness, but then those main ones that they pointed out, they are definitely there. It's not a flavor cigar, so don't get these flavors looking at, okay, I'm going to get flavor off the wrapper itself, but throughout the transition, throughout the burn, you're going to get some of those notes. You're going to get some of that aroma, and I feel like that cocoa is really going to hit me in that final third, if it's not just off the aroma itself, but like that cocoa I'm picking up an aroma, and it's very, very pleasant. So that's a big point, big check for me when it comes to a good cigar that I really enjoy. Once you start building that atmosphere of a great smoke around me, I'm in. I'm all the way in. And first time smoking the Crux, trying to think off the top of what I would rate this. Man, I'm gonna say a solid 4.0 too. I was hesitant to give it a 4 only because. And this is probably bad for me, but that is a new cigar brand, and I don't want to give it too much too soon. But just thinking about, okay, I have to isolate myself in the smoke that I'm just smoking right now. How does this cigar feel me right now in this moment that I'm at? I'm gonna have to give it a 4.0.
Okay.
I'm right there with you with the 4.0.
Hey, that's solid for Crux, man. Coming in as a brand new cigar line, also. You know,
Hey, look. Sorry to cut you off, but when we give somebody a 4 and up. That should come with a badge. That should come with a Vernon stamp of approval type of thing. Vernon's approved badge to say we gave you a 4. That's like aficionado give you a 90, like you said, like a 92 and up. When Vernon's Cigars gives you a 4.0 or higher and throw you into that Davidoff lane, that Liga lane, that my father's at Oliva lane, you're there. You're there. And like that's why I was hesitant to say 4, because I know I'm giving that stamp and it's Crux and they're pretty new, but I can't hold that over them and say, just because you're a new brand, I can't give that to you. No, I got to give it to them. They understood the assignment, for lack of better terms. They understood the assignment and they delivered.
Dope. All right, man. Well, this is did we agree on what episode it was? I know I put it on Hank Aaron, but did we agree on
Hank Aaron? Hey, look, I was with it. I had to challenge you. When I saw Hank Aaron's name come up for number 44, my heart of hearts said Hank.
There we go.
But I had to challenge you.
It's Hank Aaron episode. Hey,
knock it out.
Sneakerheads out there. We forgot Gary Payton. We forgot Chris Webber. Just throw those two out there.
Oh, come on now.
Throw them out there, man. You know. Hey, we said it could have been the Derek Coleman episode. He had a pair of sneakers too back in the day too, man. I don't know if you remember those. Man.
True fact.
It's a bunch of them, man. All right, y'all.
Hey, look, and for those people who watch the show, if you got some sneakers that we forgot, put them in the comments. Throw them in the comments. Let us know about all the sneakers we forgot from the 90s, man. And if there's some sneakers from the 2000s that need a mention, throw them in the comments. Let us know about it.
For real. I'm with that. All right, y'all. We're going to get with y'all next episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast. We out. Cigars up.
Cigars up.